Guys.
I'm looking. Checking all the Twitches. I see no proof of life. Checking all the YouTubes. Oh, yep, I see it. We're on the Twitches. Define good. Maybe. Damn, I can't. Man, YouTube. That's why I don't follow too many VTubers, man. It's like nonstop. Hold on. We're all broadcasting at once. All right, here we go. Yeah, you're not heard on there again. What did you do last time? Removed thyself and reassigned it to Brant and reassigned it back to yourself. That makes sense? I don't know, man.
I don't know what he did. Delete, uninstall, and reinstall.
Bam.
Uninstall Windows.
Bam.
That works.
Install Mac. Run Mac OS.
All right, default device. I mean, Brant did perfectly fine streaming from his MacBook from like 15 years ago, so
yeah,
that might be the ticket.
20 Mac for the win.
Yeah, you have issues with just going to multi-screen, right? Is that what the problem is?
I mean, Brant did perfectly fine. I found it. It drops my audio source, and I have to reassign it as the Yeti.
That's fucking stupid.
Don't know why. It just do.
It sounds like fucking Windows to me.
It do. And none of my chat stuff launched, so Cesar, you mind running the chat again?
Absolutely not. I will definitely do that for you.
It did it the first time.
Yeah.
Now it's not doing it.
It's fine.
I wonder if I sign in to Restream in the browser if it does anything.
It's fine.
We don't get a whole lot of feedback outside of Renee.
Yeah, he's on site, so he's there. Richard, get the new Windows. Stop torturing yourself. Leave the Yeti alone. Yeti is garbage. That's what Renee's saying in the chat.
I will take a new microphone from you, Renee, friend of the show / sponsor.
I don't understand, Renee. Richard, get the new Windows. What the fuck's the new Windows? I thought we were all on the new Windows.
I am on the new Windows.
The new Windows.
The new Windows? The real solution is to purchase Mac, use Mac OS software. It's a 2-step process. No, third step's profit.
I've been looking at those. I've been looking at those iMacs. They make them like, I think they're down to $10.99 right now on certain models.
Richard, you've been talking about getting a new iPad for, gosh, how long?
And now they announced it.
We literally just had this conversation.
Yeah, your cheap ass still won't buy it, so.
We literally
buy the same copy of a game over and over and not play it,
but I'm rocking.
Renee said he had.
I'm rocking Old Faithful over here.
Renee says he has 4 mics. He will lend you one if you want it.
It's not the mic. There's nothing wrong with my Yeti. My Yeti is like overkill.
No, Brand, it's funny you mentioned that because I asked him that earlier today. And Rich was like, "Oh no, man! I installed iOS 16. Everything seems to be working better now. I might not need to get a new iPad." Yeah, because I asked him, "So you finally get a new iPad?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I put iOS 16 and everything's better now."
All right, so this is the test. This is the test because I always.
It's the same. It's the same fucking conversation we had last year with iOS 15. It's the same exact conversation.
I remember that.
Yep. And maybe iOS 14.
So much faster now.
Renee says Yeti is garbage.
Yeti's not garbage. Friend of the show / sponsor Yeti.
They helped build Assassin's Creed. Nobody can be that bad.
Did they?
I have no idea. There's Assassin's Creed Yeti mic. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's out there. What? And then Renee's calling you out on, he says, get a new iPad.
Sure.
He's telling you to drop hundreds and thousands of dollars.
I'll remind Renee next time we're playing Halo of my my role in local utility and the finances it provides.
Renee's going all out. He says, "Stop killing yourself." It's really getting dark in this chat. Renee's, this might be too dark.
Mods. We need the mods to remove young Renee.
Do we have to censor this one? We might have to censor this one. It's a little too dark.
Too risque.
All I need is Zuckerberg coming on here and monitoring us from Facebook about being too dark.
As he's in the metaverse, pointing at us.
Yeah. As he's playing, he has to stop playing Beat Saber to come over here and look at our chat, and he's pissed.
Are we going to record an episode in the metaverse?
Absolutely not. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
No.
I will absolutely play a video game in the metaverse.
We'll stare at each other, and while the camera watches us stare at each other inside the camera.
No.
Inside the helmet.
I'll absolutely play a video game in the metaverse as I'm in a Teams meeting at work because it's funny to me and totally unnecessary, but I will not.
Hey, that's what they were doing on the commercial. I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
Well, I mean, we can just fucking go into a room somewhere and do that. Why would I look at it like a weird PlayStation Home version of you?
Now Renee's attacking me off air. Thanks, Renee.
Damn, he's like, if I can attack you, Renee's like, I sent you a picture, Richard. This conversation's weird.
It's a condenser mic.
There's context.
He's got a condenser mic. So
Yeah.
Renee's just saying, get away from Yeti, essentially, or get away from USB, essentially.
He's anti-USB. Yeah.
Oh, these PlayStation Plus games were official? I saw it rumored, but I didn't see it confirmed anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the guy who normally leaks them like a couple days in advance. He's like, what, 13 for 13 or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point is law. I think the 1 month that they thought he dropped the ball, he's like, oh, I took time off. I forgot to do it. Because everyone's like, oh, they found him out. And he's like...
Does he have a Patreon or
like,
something
no.
for this early information that people have to have and are...
I think he just does it to piss off Sony. So...
It's fair, too.
Yeah.
All right, my iPad test of opening up the links from Google Docs into Chrome, it worked. Nothing crashed.
No new iPad this year. We'll have to wait till iOS 17.
We will.
And just listen to him constantly bitch about it throughout the year as it gets
I did
worse
this
and
with a
worse.
phone and a watch, where I used it all the way through until they stopped updating it. Cesar, you know I have this in me. I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I know don't threaten me.
I just know we just have to take the bitching.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like in 2 months you'll be like, man, I don't understand. Every time I open this thing, it takes me to this weird site. And I'm like, oh man, just get a new iPad. I was like,
just get a new one.
I don't know, man. I'm not a very good example when it comes to that because I'm the dude who trades in every Apple product every 2 to 3 years. So I'm the opposite of you.
Hey, keep rolling with it. I'm benefiting from your cycle. I'm happy. All right, we're ready to rock.
On the other hand, Renee's over here pricing iPhone 13. He's finally getting ready to let go of his Android Samsung.
At last. Thank you, Renee. Friend of the show / sponsor.
Come
on, Brant. Join us, Brant.
He used to be super anti. He was pure Android, and then throughout the years, Samsung has catastrophically ruined him single-handedly.
Brant, give us the blue bubbles. Give us blue bubbles together. We're tired of the green bubbles.
You want me to give you blue balls? I mean bubbles?
Oh, God.
It's getting dark. I'm glad this isn't recorded. Oof.
I'm gonna leave the stream.
It's spicy in my absence.
I'll let y'all have the chat room. I'll leave the chat room.
So I didn't listen to the whole episode yet. I listened to the intro. I was like, let's see how this thing takes off. It gets off the ground. And I heard the Greatest Showman bit, but nobody would say Greatest Showman, so I'm like yelling at the phone. I'm like, it's the Greatest Showman. And then Cesar was like, it was a movie with the guy who played Logan. It was Wolverine. I can't remember. I'm like, Greatest Showman.
Yeah. That's what I get for now. I just remember as Zendaya's in that movie. That's all I remember. Like, I don't know why Hugh Jackman just jumped out my brain.
Then I said that stupid gif. I don't even know what's happening.
I don't know the movie, man. That's a problem. I need to watch it.
No context.
I always hear good things about it. Yeah.
All right, y'all ready to get going?
Yeah, why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 231 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. The showman is back. Strap in. I know things kind of run amok last week. I'm back to straighten things out. You'll no longer be listening to whatever was produced last week. Neither did I. Neither did I.
Right.
Whatever the hell.
I kid. I listened to the beginning of the episode while editing, and you guys did a fantastic job in my absence. Well done, gentlemen. It was also a very long episode. I was kind of planning to see like maybe a 45-minute or an hour and 10, like some of our short ones can be. You guys were at it for an hour and 45 minutes.
I mean, there's a point where we got deep and we started quoting Socrates and stuff like that. So.
Oh, there's that. Oh, it is. Yeah. There was a lot of news, and I actually need to catch up on some of that stuff because I wasn't able to keep up with it, and I need to hear y'all's takes because you know more about those two series. What was your overall, just quick take on the Silent Hill, Resident Evil stuff?
Good shit.
Yeah.
It looks,
please, hot take.
Yeah.
We're both exceedingly excited and cautious on the Silent Hill stuff. But just want to see more. I'm glad Konami's actually back at games again, rather than pachinko machines.
Yeah. Hey man, they had me at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Collection, so
I know, right?
And Suikoden Collection.
Did that start to come back?
They're on a roll this year, man. They're tearing.
There was something before Cowabunga, wasn't there, where it was like, who really are they doing this?
Oh, the Castlevania Advance Collection. I mean,
they got the ball rolling.
The only thing we're missing is what the DS games, right? After that,
that'd be cool.
How you figure out some way to port that, right?
Cool to get those somehow. But that was last week, so you can hear all of Brant and Cesar's discussion on Resident Evil and Silent Hill news. I've bleeped out their hot takes. I will not go back and do that. So make sure you go back and listen to the last episode, like I will be doing. This week, new news. New news. Co-founders of Rocksteady leaving? ? The Bayonetta BS continues. I'm going to let you guys take this because I know you discussed Bayonetta BS last week. Age of Empires is coming to Xbox. Where has it been before? We don't know. First round of...
Where's it been all my life?
On PC, I guess. First round of Xbox Insignia titles. Sign up available. That's a little rocky. We'll discuss.
Holy shit, this still reminds me like this is a Best Buy product, man. Every
when you hear Insignia, it's like, wow, that's a freezer that's like $30 less than the name brand one.
Or it's a bastard version of a TV from a Panasonic that released 4 years ago. They just put on their Insignia logo in front of it.
I think I have an Insignia TV, but it's an old. Oh, Cesar, that CRT I give you is Insignia. Remember the little 13-inch?
Oh,
that's an Insignia, or that might be Dynex. That might be even more throwback. Actually, I think it might be Dynex.
Yeah, Dynex might have been the CRT company. Yeah, Insignia was the LCDs. Remember, they were upscale.
They were upscale.
Just like their Xbox titles sign up availability.
Yes, find out later. Yet another path to victory? ? No clue what that is. Let's find out.
Me neither.
We have your November PlayStation Plus and Nintendo Switch online games. I am back again, one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee. Cesar, I heard you try to deny your titles last week. They will be reassigned this week. You are still the Lore Master and Page Master, and he is Cesar Concepcion II.
Oh, I don't know, man. Brant was pretty good with Lewis and Clark, so. Of the news.
Lewis and Clark was good, but your chart, did you chart the news? Like, what was the whole thing there?
And he went over through that and the whole Louisiana Purchase. He did both.
With Sacagaway as his guide?
Only for part of the journey.
Just part of it. And completed the Louisiana Purchase.
Yep.
Which included Popeye's Cajun Kitchen.
Yep, and they bought it from Jim Ryan because they're like, who would want this land? Sell them all this land.
That was thievery. Who we buy that from? The French?
Yeah. We just went to New Orleans, remember? And they're like, yeah, you gotta buy all this stuff.
Take all this land. We don't know how far it goes. That way. Go find it.
Take this land that was never ours to begin with and buy it. Now we're crossing to some questionable territory.
Yeah. And it gets into the grisly, not so great treatment of people across our history. Speaking of treatment of people across their history, Rocksteady co-founders Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker are leaving the studio. This according to VideoGamesChronicle.com and Jordan Midler. The pair founded the studio in 2004. Rocksteady co-founders are leaving the studio. It's been announced in a letter posted to the website. David Haddad, president of WB Games, made the announcement. With Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League nearly finished, they have both decided to leave Rocksteady at the end of 2022 and will begin a new adventure in gaming. The letter reads, "We have the utmost respect and gratitude for Jamie." iPad's freaking out. And Sefton.
Yes.
And wish them. iPad's freaking out. Ads. And wish them all the best in their new endeavor. And like many fans, we look forward to what they do next. Nathan Burlow, longtime Rocksteady director of production and original founding member of the studio, will now become the studio director. And Darius Sadagian, sorry Darius, will become the studio product director. 2004, I was about to say, what is their first... Rocksteady Studios was founded in 2004 by the pair who were formerly both employed at Argonaut Games.
I was about to say, yeah.
Brant's favorite studio.
Argonaut.
Creators of Croc,
Hey,
Legend of the Gobos.
Yes.
Brant Cesar and I may know a location where you can get a very good condition copy of Croc, Legend of the Gobos for $10 on the original PlayStation. Also one, strangely, for $14.99, but I could tell no difference in the... Go for the savings.
Yeah.
The first release from the studio was Urban Chaos Riot Response, a first-person shooter that was developed by Eidos Interactive for PS2 and Xbox. However, the studio would truly rise to prominence with the Batman Arkham series, which began with Batman Arkham Asylum in 2009. Damn, it was that deep into that generation? I feel like it was an early title for some reason.
Remember this when Warner Bros. Didn't believe in the title and Square Enix published it for them. So.
That is true. And the PS3 one got you the fake 3D with the goggles. I mean, with the red and blue pseudo 3D things before 3D really took off. Did it take off?
I don't know. It kind of just was there and it disappeared. It's like the real 3D goggles that Batman used in the comics. So,
I guess we'll see what they go do next. You think they're kind of known as the Batman people and kind of want to be away from that licensing and everything? Why would Rocksteady not work on another Batman?
That or, that whole on what you don't know what's going to happen with WB Games, so they probably want to go somewhere and not get stuck with something, so and then leave after the fact.
When I read that, I was thinking, haven't we talked about WB Games recently? Like, up in the air, don't really know where their next move is going to be. Or their next parent company. We would like to welcome them to the PlayStation Studios, just like we are.
That parent sell of WB at some point is going to happen, so you never know. They might dump off WB Games at some point. So it just all depends. So
Bayonetta BS. Someone catch me up on this Bayonetta Saga. I'm assuming BS stands for Bayonetta Saga. Do I have to have played the previous Bayonettas to understand the Bayonetta Saga? All right. Speaking of which, before we get into this, I've got Bayonetta 3 coming in, despite having never played a Bayonetta title. Where's the best place to play the first one? Is it the Switch version? I think we talked about this.
No, you can do PS4, Xbox Series X for 4K, 60 frames.
Yeah. And it's the same game.
Yes.
Okay, so that Bayonetta Vanquish disc that I have will be a good one to play.
And I implore you to play Vanquish right after that.
Okay.
Vanquish is very good.
I think I tried Vanquish. There might have been a demo maybe for 360 or something.
But yes, now that we talk about it, one is good on semi-current gen consoles. Your backwards compatibility.
Okay, so even the original 360 disc in an Xbox One is okay.
Should be fine. 60 frames per second. The only one that was lacking was the PS3 one. So
okay.
But that one required a patch and to install locally in the hard drive. But I don't think it ever hit that 60 frames per second. There was some hiccups and there. But I think
nothing carries over. Like a save file from the first one doesn't do anything for the second one type deal.
1 and 2 kind of like the stories kind of mend together. So there's certain parts in the first game and certain parts in the second game that connect to each other.
But it doesn't matter if you play on separate platforms. Okay, cool.
It's not. I mean, I don't think so.
I guess you have to. You have to. So
I think if you do like the one on the Switch, there may be that weird shit where she has those Princess Peach costumes and shit like that. So, but
I've seen those.
If that's your thing, go for it. But
I'll play Bayonetta 1 on PS4, Bayonetta 2 on Wii U, and then Bayonetta 3 for Switch.
Good. Yep, 3 different consoles. This is the way it was meant to be played. Yes.
All right, let's get to that Bayonetta BS.
So last week we went over this, and it started with Helena Taylor coming out and saying that she didn't come back to the Bayonetta franchise because she was only offered $4,000, which we later found out through some journalistic stuff and probably somebody at Platinum just taking a picture of the contracts and offers and sending them over to whoever else. Bloomberg and VGC, Jason Schreier, I believe, reported on it, talking about that she was offered, was it $4,000 to $5,000 for 5 sessions, and then she came back out and said something about that's categorically untrue and not at all what happened. And I had mentioned that she also in her original video did basically attack who is her replacement for Bayonetta 3, saying that
prominent voice actress.
Who she does not deserve to call herself Bayonetta or portray herself as Bayonetta or sign merch and blah blah blah. So the last thing that really had happened was Platinum had come out basically standing behind Jennifer, saying that people don't harass her, and now after all
and
that,
now
what was interesting was Helena Taylor had also said that she would just want to move past the whole thing. Well, even after that statement, she had to come out. She felt she had to defend herself. She says powerful journalists are trying to discredit her. So there was a bunch more tweets, and basically trying to see.
Hey man, I love Bayonetta. I love this game. I'm watching this preview here, and it's great.
So her original offer, she clarified, was $10,000 total
for the entire performance, the capture
for the entire performance. She says, "Remember, this is a $450 million franchise, not including merchandise." A lot of people don't know exactly where she's pulling that number from. We know Bayonetta as a whole. It's not like it's a small franchise by any means, but it's not one of Nintendo's number one biggest heavy hitters.
And to add to that, Brent, it's like you said, that's an IP owned by Sega.
Yeah.
That's being funded by Nintendo. Sega can't even pay for it.
Why does it end up? It always seems strange that it fell to Nintendo. This seems like a not. I mean, it's not the Nintendo we grew up with. I know they're different, but it's odd, right?
It's it's one of those ones that Nintendo funded it because it was a game that was never going to be made. Sega was not going to. It didn't make enough money for Sega to continue this franchise.
So she then contacted Hideki Kamiya, asking to be paid what she's worth, and she says, "I thought as a creative he would understand." He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game, how much fans wanted me to be the voice, and offered me an extra $5,000. So we're up to the $1,500,
right?
Which was reported on last week. But she says, "So I declined to voice the game." That kind of seems pretty definite. The voice actor then confirmed another detail, saying that she was later offered a flat fee for some voice lines for about $4,000, which is what she originally said, that she was only offered $4,000 for the game, which, per some of the again, the journalists say that they came back and it was basically a cameo in the game. Which again,
so not her character that she's always voiced, because there's never been another Bayonetta voice, right? It's only been Helena Taylor.
It's only been
okay.
So yeah, well, I don't know if it's spoilerish, but they mentioned that this is a multiverse thing, so there's multiple Bayonettas. So the get was to have her Bayonetta show up as a cameo for a certain part in the game.
Or are they going to ride us on Bayonetta 3?
I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but there's a multiverse thing with multiple Bayonettas apparently.
Gotcha.
So she was supposed to voice her original Bayonetta in there, so that's what that fee was for.
Yeah. So she then goes on saying that any other such lies as 4,000 per 5 sessions, total fabrications. There was not extensive negotiations, which, I mean, obviously, if you get an offer and then get an upped offer and then just say you declined, that seems pretty definite. Yeah. So she also said something about how she's been informed of the ridiculous fictions of her asking something of $2,500,000, which again is kind of an odd number. We had heard due to the reporting last week that she had asked for 6 figures. I had not heard this $250,000 or $250,000 until these tweets.
Yeah.
So I don't know where she pulled that number. And she goes on to again reiterate that she was just asked for a fair living wage, in line with the value she brought to the game. Goes on to talk about how she kind of how little she was paid for the initial game, and again not paid a whole lot for the second game either. But from everything we've seen, this for the third game was a at least significant increase.
Does that fall in line with normal voice actor pay, or is that way?
They don't really. It's not really talked about that much.
It is now. You got people saying boycott the game, don't boycott the game. It's like this back and forth.
Well, she was the one calling for the boycott,
right?
But then her whole claim was boycott it because she was only offered $4,000, which now she's kind of backtracking and like, well, no, it is true that I was offered this and then this, and so it doesn't look good when you come out and say you were only offered a small amount and then you were actually offered significantly more.
Right.
And also the fact that she basically incited and very was very vocal about her displeasure for Jennifer Hale voicing the character. Yeah. That just doesn't look good. I mean, if she had just come out and said, listen, I don't believe the only reason I wasn't paid, or the only reason I didn't return, is because I didn't feel I was getting adequate pay for
the right compensation.
For my role. Yeah. And, you know, no disrespect to people that are voicing my character now and yada yada, and
yeah.
The company and everything else, but you know, if it were me, for me and my fans, you know, maybe I would ask that in solidarity, you know, for asking for better wages for your voice acting team.
For everyone,
you know, maybe boycott the game. But that's not really what she did. Did you all get a shipping confirmation for your Sega Genesis just also in the middle of this? Because I did.
I've not. You're ahead of the game, Brant.
Since we mentioned Sega.
Brant already have a Sega Genesis.
Will be delivered November 2nd.
Sega.
Wait, where's it coming from?
That's the Japan.
You'll have it tonight, Brant. It'll be on your doorstep by like 4:30 in the morning. We all excited about the Genesis Mini too? So are you going to stream some Cindy?
I will play only Cinti. This is a Cinti box.
It's a dedicated Cinti box. You only saved.
No, brand mine.
You only saved
$700 for shipment.
It's preparing.
Yeah.
We have a legitimate way to play Crusader of Cinti. We actually paid for a copy.
Yes. It's still cheaper than buying a physical copy.
Like I said, you saved $700 something minimum. All right, is that this week's Bayonetta BS?
Hopefully it's over. I mean, she left out a lot. It's like Brand said. She left out a lot of information. She's like, technically, I was right, but I've only quoted the price that came back to do the cameo instead of what they originally quoted me.
Exactly.
It's like, Richard, if you invited me over to...
Oh, we got bots. We got bots in here.
We do?
Uh-oh.
That's awesome.
On the YouTube, it says hot girls here.
Oh.
Renee's like, what the hell?
They know about the hot tub.
So, Richard, if you invited me over to... I know a few weeks ago you were talking about there was a deck building project.
There is.
You had invited me over to help build the deck or work on the deck or clear for that project.
Okay.
And
It's a true story.
Okay, cool. And we come over and
Not true story.
I know we're gonna work and then maybe just whatever. But you said, listen, I know you're coming over here. I'm at least let me buy you lunch. At least let me do this.
That sounds like something I would do. Story checks out so far.
And so, you buy lunch and whatever, and there's plenty of water, and I'm well taken care of. And then I would. And I go, I went all the way over there, and I helped him do all this stuff, and he gave me a glass of water, or a glass of lemonade for my hard work. Didn't even say thank you. No compensation, nothing. I mean, yeah, it's a great
killing
guy,
me.
But, I mean,
boycott his deck. Stay away.
Only
go to that barbecue on that deck. No.
Only go in the perimeter of this house, never the deck.
Yes, walk around.
Yeah.
But then you come out and you go, what? Hey, look, there's pictures of us. We're eating lunch together. We're working out in the yard. You're happy.
Everything's fine. Everything's cool.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Except she never did the work, right? Brant, you came over and did some deck work.
She never did the work. Yeah. She never did the work.
So there's no loss. There's not going to be a Zack Snyder cut of Bayonetta 3.
Oh God. No.
It
Hot
looks,
girls
it
here.
looks poor,
Hot girls here.
Girls here.
Is that what it says?
Brant, Brant. They're talking about you.
Oh boy.
Hot tub.
No,
They're digging you, man.
I'm pretty sure I made the category just chatting. Did I make it?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, just streaming. Did I make it? Bikinis and hot tubs.
I mean, do I need to go get a bikini? Buy one in the store or something like that?
Just use the one you have, Cesar. It's fine. You don't have to go get a new one for the.
Oh, you're right. Why would I think about that? Yeah, I got so many in the closet. So.
Did y'all discuss any of the Amaranth stuff?
No, that's kind of dark. Absolutely not.
It's rough. It's a rough story. Maybe we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up and talk about it when that has a solution as well. But a bottom line, I know there's a bot in there, but
I only saw a little something.
Yeah, bottom line, don't harass streamers. They're people. We talk about how goofy something may or may not be, but don't harass people. It's not just don't harass streamers. Don't harass people. Except for come in our send your bots in our chat and tell us we're hot girls.
Just harass Renee. Tell him 1v1. Send him invitations.
Renee, 1v1 or you suck. Or you bad. It doesn't say you're bad.
Poor Renee.
All right, Cesar, we're building up the excitement for this Renee trash talk. We got to deliver when it comes to games played.
Yeah, we have to remember that's the thing.
Next up from Xbox Wire and Emma Bridle, director of customer voice from World's Edge. Sounds like a very intense title. They had like a 25th anniversary Age of Empires show or press briefing or something.
Which I didn't know it until after it was already done. I was like, man, I would have kind of...
that would have been neat. Age of Empires has been around for a long time. 2023 will have 2 console launches to look forward to. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition arrives on Xbox on January 31st, 2023, with Age of Empires 4 coming to consoles later in the year. Age of Empires has grown and thrived over 25 years. It's been a whole big deal with that. They then go on to point out that both titles have been outfitted with console-friendly controls, but you can also use mouse and keyboard on both of those titles on console, which is a big deal. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition has been growing since its release in 2019 after almost 40 updates. Oh gosh, sounds like Halo. 3 DLC editions bringing new civilizations and campaigns, and a constant stream of improvements. The game is the best it's ever been. Players can enjoy 83 maps, 42 multiplayer civilizations, 34 single-player campaigns, 10 multiplayer modes, and 7 co-op campaigns. Holy shit! We may have to get on and stream some of this. This sounds awesome.
Well, it's coming to your Xbox, PC, Game Pass.
Cloud gaming. Oh yeah, I mentioned mouse and keyboard and controller support, but it's also touch compatible. No date for Age of Empires 4. How old is that one? I remember Russell buying me Age of Empires 3 years ago.
I too have purchased Age of Empires on an actual compact disc way back in the day.
So Age of Empires 4 released. It was an Ensemble Studios game. 4 came out in 2021. Is that the most recent one? It was made by Relic Entertainment. I'm sorry, the earlier titles were made by Ensemble.
That were closed down by Microsoft at some point, right?
Right after Halo Wars. That is a very interesting chapter in that Jason Schreier book. I would highly recommend reading the Halo Wars chapter in that one. Released for Windows on October 28th, 2021. So that's very recent. Do y'all know how well that was received? If that was a... See what Wikipedia says. Age of Empires 4 won the award for Best Sim Strategy Game at the Game Awards 2021. They got a Keeley.
It was, yeah, I mean, Age of Empires was always the thing until Civilization took off.
Polygon felt the simplifications from Age of Empires 2's mechanics benefited the game, saying the changes led its complications to come more from decision-making and strategy than from the minute details of mechanical plays. Hey, look forward to Age of Empires coming to consoles. It's a big franchise.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's pretty cool, man. Very excited. Get a keyboard and mouse. It's the way it should be played.
I wonder, Cesar...
In my opinion.
Cesar,
only.
do you ever get one of those Logitech, like those gray ones that's the combo mouse and keyboard? Did you ever get one of those? That exact one, okay. That might be a good one for the RTS. Yep, that's it. That's the one. Has there ever been an Age of Empires console version before? Curious.
Feels like it would have been something they threw on a Super Nintendo at some point to try something.
All right,
out.
Microsoft, the whole series. Microsoft Windows, Classic Mac OS, Windows Mobile, PlayStation 2, OS X, Engage, Nintendo DS, Windows Phone, iOS, Android, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. So that's the...
I think I may have the DS one.
I could see that running really well on
that
DS.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder which one was on PS2 now. Anyways. Alright, Age of Empires coming to consoles. What's next?
It's weird. It's weird that will come on PS2, right?
Yeah, now I gotta know what that game is, but I'm trying to move along and I'll be stuck on this.
No. That's...
I mean, if we're going back to the PS2 era, that's very...
We might as well also talk about, but we gotta figure out what
this...
The return of...
It's coming back, baby.
Richard, to answer your question, I looked it up real quick. It's Age of Empires 2 was released on PlayStation 2 and it was published by Konami.
I wonder how this plays.
Oh my gosh.
Konami returns. Holy crap, Cesar. Did you see the screenshot of it? Does it hold up? How much is it?
I'm looking. Brian, continue the story. As do the research.
This is my story. I have to take this one over.
You're going to buy that over a new iPad?
He'll spend the iPad money on that.
It's Japanese only.
Oh, yeah, he will.
There's a PAL version. I don't think we got this here.
That might... Because I'm wondering. I never even heard of it.
That Japanese cover is awesome. It looks like a From Software game.
Oh, yeah. I'm wondering if they were making this game before Microsoft got into the game.
Could be.
They just went with it.
But you would have thought they would have put it on Xbox. But that was also kind of the era. Remember, they were like, no, Microsoft's cool with games now. It's snowboarding and Halo and Fable. It's not Age of Empires. We're not just RTSs and pointing and clicking mice.
Oh God, I'm looking at it, Richard. The hard drive's required for the PS2.
What? I'm just glad we discovered this. Hard drive required. All right, I'll move into the story since I added it in there. This comes from The Gamer. That was like the best summary I found from Sean Murray. So I've talked about on the show before, there's a thing called Insignia Project, and they're essentially reverse engineering some Xbox Live servers. In some of the base level, and if you're really interested in this, definitely do a deep dive into they explain a lot of their tech pretty well. But essentially, a lot of Xbox Live stuff on the original Xbox was not so much connecting to a server and playing from that server as it was just basically making a internet-based LAN. So you essentially were doing co-op features or competitive features on your own Xbox, on your own screen type thing. So they've announced 17 titles as their first batch, and you can actually, when they first started talking about this, I was kind of disappointed in what I read for the setup, because you have to at least soft mod your console, and that doesn't. Yeah, I've not seen another way around it. Maybe I haven't. I've had family in town the past few days, so I haven't had a chance to really deep dive into it, but. You have to soft mod it at some point to get your hard drive key, because they have to have that information for the sign up. But essentially, what you do is when you go through the Xbox Live sign up, you put in the information that's provided by Insignia when they add you to the beta, and if you've run this setup thing, which requires either a soft modded console or hard modded console to run, you can either rip the ISO to a disk or I guess the same way they sideload I've never soft modded an Xbox despite having 17 of them. So I'm going to throw this out there for you guys too. If this really takes off or something y'all want to dabble with, I have an Xbox for you. I would love for you to be back in this and doing some of this stuff. It would be fun just to use that service. And I know it's not exactly the same thing, but we would be on there. We would have to use Discord, our favorite Splatoon method of voice communication. They don't have the voice communication protocol going, and of course,
I wonder if we can just. And sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I know you're on the roll. I wonder if we can just join a Splatoon game and use the official Nintendo one and just talk our way as we play the Xbox game.
That's sure. That's fine.
I'm a man of doing things obscenely the difficult way.
I see. That is one way to do it. That is or we could do get the HDMI adapter and go out and go into an Xbox One, and then take the signal out of the Xbox One into a TV and route it that way somehow. Maybe pick up some of those protocols.
Hell yeah, let's do that.
So of course, like some of the bigger titles, they mentioned Halo 2. I think
those last people that were on the server to the very end would be very happy about this.
Eventually, they're going to add these eventually. It's not part of the 17 because they use a special, as Cesar mentioned, they were using a dedicated server, so it didn't run like some of this other stuff did.
They're running these like PvP, right? Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, it was a more simple LAN type connection where it's just peer to peer. Yeah. Or the networking is in the Xbox instead of requiring a server, so you're just kind of hosting it locally essentially. So your 17 titles are Call of Duty Finest Hour, the latest and greatest Call of Duty. I remember when that came out, I was like, what is this? Oh, it's the old Medal of Honor guys. Conquer Alive and Reloaded. That'll make some people happy. Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I can't play that ever now in a modern
Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix.
A real game that we can't play anymore in a modern
Dead or Alive Ultimate. Mech Assault. I know people loved Mech Assault. That was a very early Xbox Live hit. Midtown Madness 3. MotoGP Online Demo. Phantasy Star Online Episodes 1 and 2. And I just got that in. I just added that to my collection.
Fuck yeah. I have that, dude. We can do that.
That would be cool.
I have that game.
But we have to...
Yes.
So the voice stuff doesn't work, and So, remember, like, the 360 and all that brought the common rooms, like the party chat and all that. We kind of take it for granted now, but... What the hell is that? We kind of take it for granted now, but Xbox Live, there were games. If you look on the back of certain cases, it'll say Xbox Live Aware. So while maybe we can't play it, I can see that Brant's playing, I think the example I saw was Prince of Persia Sands of Time. That was Xbox Live Aware. So it will say Brant McKee's playing Prince of Persia Sands of Time. There's no online component. I just can tell that you're on Xbox Live with it. Star Wars Jedi Academy, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, Tetris Worlds Online, Unreal Championship, Whacked, Xbox Live Arcade. That's only what's on the disc. If you don't already have it on your hard drive, like whatever was downloaded from that early Xbox Live Arcade, it's not accessible. So you have to already have that. And I might be combing one of these 17 Xboxes to see if they have any of that Xbox Live Arcade material on there. For preservation's sake, man, it might be worth it for me to have that stuff. And game Cesar was playing a couple weeks ago, 13. I'm actually going to enjoy doing some dogfighting in Crimson Skies. Just remind to check back in with me on that, because I'm going to try to get at least one of those up and running. The thread right now, their instructions and all that is full of people getting a serial number error. So the Insignia service is not actually recognizing their hard drives. So, and it's saying it's already registered with the service, which is like, it's a new service. It probably can't be. So they're working out the kinks. This is their first initial batch of everything, and I think they have a Patreon, but it's not like it's this paid thing. So it's just a labor of love for this crew.
Do we still need to get a Brand an Xbox? Brand, you still missing an Xbox? You're down an Xbox, sir.
He doesn't need an Xbox. Cesar, I thought you needed one for some reason.
You gave me one of your extra ones. It's sitting.
Did I really? I've already supplied you with one, so I had 18.
Yeah, supply and demand. Yeah.
Just take it. You might have some good stuff on there. Or you might have the one with all the good soundtracks on it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I booted it up and Breaking Benjamin's on there or something like that. So
another benefit of the old Xbox, finding a used Xbox somewhere. All right, somebody tell me about this Fallout 4. Where's it going?
Home.
What was that? The Path to Victory? Oh yeah, that is the Path to Victory stuff.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for the Path to Victory callback to come around.
Yeah, that's really all it is. The next generation, current generation, PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles are getting a version of Fallout 4.
A glow up.
Finally, I didn't play this one, so I'm excited.
Coming alongside the next gen update for PC. It's just going to be a free upgrade for those that already own it on the PlayStation or Xbox One. Performance modes, high frame rates, quality features, for 4K resolution, gameplay, bug fixes, bonus creation club content are all the things you can expect in your next gen update.
I have maybe an hour or two in Fallout 4. I did not play much of it. Yeah,
I remember getting it, playing like about an hour or so, and then kind of going, eh.
It had a good use of color in this one versus the last one. I remember watching those trailers. I was like, yes, they put red in there, and I was like, ooh, red. I was like, before I never seen red in a Fallout game.
This wasn't in the last one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I played the shit out of New Vegas.
Everybody loves New Vegas, man.
The missus loves Fallout 3. I watched her play through the whole thing and beat the story. I was like, wow, she rolled credits on Fallout 3.
That's a labor of love.
She loved it. And she's purely a VATS player. Like, if something's charging at her, she's going to hit VATS and slow down and, and think about it.
Oh,
think about her moves.
She's a bullet time gameplay fan.
Yeah, it's such a good system, though, because it made it approachable. If it was like a first-person shooter, she would have been out. Yeah. But she played all the way through to the end of the story with the VATS system.
And that's where you get some fun, like, weird little things that'll happen, like, just seeing somebody's head pop off.
Damn, Brant,
just, like,
never been so graphic before in this podcast.
By doing the I'm just saying that with the VATS system, you target somebody's head or arm or something, and you see it like fly off all weird.
Oh,
and
God.
janky. It wind up become in slow motion.
The physics would break. Hilarious. Like, you'd shoot somebody in the leg just to try to take them down, and their leg would go flying, but then their body would do something crazy with the physics that it probably shouldn't have done.
It's the ragdoll physics, because they built everything on renderware in that game. So.
And their Gamebryo engine. They left that Gamebryo engine, right? Are they full Unreal Studio.
Unreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
No more Gamebryo bugs and madness.
I don't know, man. We still bring back renderware, man.
Fire up a Dreamcast game. It's guaranteed to have it in there. It's like every Dreamcast game licensed renderware. Did that come from Half-Life? Was that a Valve engine?
I don't remember.
Oh, Valve's thing was the Havoc physics.
Havoc is one, yeah.
You'd see renderware, and then you'd see Havoc right after that, like back-to-back logos.
Doom, doom, doom. I just remember the Valve thing on the person's head.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good intro. All right, that's your path to victory for Fallout 4. Your PlayStation Plus monthly games for November are Neo 2, Lego Harry Potter Collection, and Heavenly Bodies. I know Neo is like a Souls-esque title from Team Ninja. Lego Harry Potter should be self-explanatory.
I tried playing it and it was uber difficult and I fell off.
Yeah, but you played a lot of Elden Ring.
I have to read the books before I can get this work.
You might be ready to go now. Oh, you have to read all the Harry Potter books before you played the Lego Harry Potter?
Is that required reading?
It's split into...
Do I enjoy the Lego game more if I know it?
It's the collection.
Probably.
You'll get the story as you play.
Yeah. You'll collect the memories as you go, as you wave your wand. So it looks like it collects years.
that way when I had those conversations with people and they're like, where did you watch Harry Potter from? I was like, what do you mean? I played the games. I played the Lego games. That's canon, right? Everything they did in there was word for word off the pages, right?
I played the actual story.
And then Harry, fell into a bunch of little brick pieces.
Yeah, and then he had to rebuild his way out. Remember that part in the book? And then the gold brick things came out, and they used that to fund stuff. Then then Malfoy was the main character later on. You're like, yeah.
You actually need to. I would say with these Lego games, you actually need to know the source material. I mean, like a kid won't care, but to appreciate like the little jokes and things like that, you need to at least be aware of the source material.
Okay. I only watched the greatest movie of all time, which is The Prisoner of Azkaban, and all the other ones were not good. So
Azkaban is good. I've only read books through 1 through 4. I got lost in that 5th one. I was like, this is not interesting. Either way, both of those collections are 2 players, either local or online.
Excellent.
So whip your wand out and play with some Legos with your friends on the internet.
Sounds illegal.
The last game is Heavenly Bodies. I have no clue what this is. Does anybody know what Heavenly Bodies is?
I am not familiar.
Maybe new game?
Is it a live service? Alone or with a friend via local co-op?
Holy fuck, I'm looking it up. Hold on. Heavenly Bodies. It's going to take me to a porn site. I know it already. Yeah. Heavenly Bodies.
It's a challenging physics game.
Make sure I put PS5.
Featuring a collection of stellar scenarios inspired by feats of space, explorers, and researchers throughout history.
God, the Sony site sucks ass, man. It takes 6 years to load. All right, let's see.
It does have it says local co-op.
Yeah, it's like what Brant says. It's all puzzle based. It's like a weird. I don't know how to describe it. You gotta.
It sounds like those those weird weightless physics puzzles you had to do in Dead Space that Richard hated.
Yeah, that may work. That's probably a good. Yeah, that's fine. It's weird. There's nothing heavily. There's nothing. I mean, I just see 2 bodies, but there's nothing heavily about it. I don't get this. It's weird. Weird name.
I don't know.
Apparently it was on Steam before. It's got a 10 out of 10 on Steam. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There's already a website here asking me to download a torrent copy of Heavenly Bodies for PC. I don't know why Google's telling me that, but that's funny to me.
You search this game. You may want
to steal it. Here's a link to steal it.
Oh. All right.
Then I get the cease and desist letter from my internet.
All right.
Yeah. Like, don't steal games.
Do y'all remember? So I was just playing. My cousin was here and never played a PS5, so of course we played some Astro's Playroom.
What do you think?
He loved it. We got to the part where it's raining on the controller, and he's just looking at it like.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, it was that moment. You remember the part with the monkey suit where you would like hold you had to like shake it to get the monkey to jump up, and then he would grab the It looks like puzzles based off of movement like that, where you use like L and R, probably
Absolutely not.
tilt the
I'm
controller.
out.
It might be some hijinks related to trying to complete it with co-op and stuff. This might be a good time.
I mean, I volunteer you guys to stream it.
Sure.
When are you playing on PS4? The one playing on PS5.
Bring one of those an Xbox and a PS4 in here to stream stuff and just hook it up to the PC and go.
Yeah, God forbid you don't have enough Tupperware room in there for it. So
put it on top of there, Tupperware tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on top of the.
One
on top of the tubs and one on top
as I turn to my right and look at my tubs and myself that I have in here that I give me bullshit about. So.
The one on top says vintage computers. Do I put it on top of vintage computers?
Put it in the tub. See how long it lasts.
So the two most recent controllers I found are an original Xbox controller and a Sony controller, PS3 controller. And Sony is second to the bottom, and Microsoft is on the bottom. So I'm like, sure, this is what my organization, this is what it did to me. I'll never get those in there. I'll never move all that other shit and get down to those bottom two. These are just going to sit here forever.
It'll be new forever, right?
The Duke.
Don't worry, man. I have a controller that is sitting up there.
Looks good.
On my top shelf up there that we can use for the next segment.
Yes. So we had that roadmap for the Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, what's next?
And two of those games are actually coming together the 2nd of November. And those are both Mario Party titles. So, let me ask you, does that mean... Because the one game that wasn't technically on that roadmap that was showed separately, that wasn't part of like the 2023 stuff, is GoldenEye coming out December? Is that our Christmas present?
Probably.
But Brant, already have GoldenEye for Xbox 360.
It's gonna be the same.
Apparently, I don't. Oh no, that's the Daniel Craig one.
Oh, you don't?
That's the
Daniel.
The Activision.
The Call of Duty, the Call of Bond.
Do they get the rights to that if Microsoft buys them?
Okay.
Do they get the complete GoldenEye experience? They get the license
Both
again?
worlds.
Yeah.
It's like a Master Chief Collection. You hit the options button and it switches you between the 64 one and the Daniel Craig Activision one.
Craig one. Yeah.
See it running in the original engine. See it in the Daniel Craig engine. Stupid.
Hey man, they spent $70 billion for this, so we can get that one game. It's the only way we can get it.
Bond. Oh yeah, that GoldenEye's coming. Do you think they're trying to line it up to where there's parity across? Do we know yet who paid for that? Discovery, publishing, etc. Is it just Rare doing the Lord's work and finding a way to make it work?
Mm-hmm.
Why throw Nintendo a bone though? You know, why give them the online one?
That's what puzzles me.
Maybe it's a timed exclusive. I don't know.
Or maybe it's easy for them to throw into their... Because I never really thought of it this way. They spoof everybody being there playing the same game. So it's not like... Yeah, and I didn't put that... Yeah, I didn't put that together for a long time. So if you're playing GoldenEye and you're on your Switch, you're watching everybody else. Or Mario Kart. You're watching where the people are in Mario Kart. You can see them.
Yep.
So...
I don't know. I don't know. It might be like you said. It might be some kind of emulation thing they got on there, or I imagine Nintendo owns most of that copyright for that game code. So.
I would love to see Cesar play this campaign. This was like
I've never played a GoldenEye game ever.
It was my first person shoot. Well, Wolfenstein, but
I played the superior Daniel Craig version.
Did you really? That's the GoldenEye you've played?
That's the only GoldenEye I played.
Oh, do you remember? It was late in my retail day, but it was still like an original Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 when they came out with GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Do you remember that EA Bond game? They put the name on it. Oh shit! Cesar's got it for something.
I think
Cesar's got it within. No, not that one. That is definitely the Call of Duty of Call of Bond.
I got the shitty version of this shitty movie.
Yeah.
What do you?
I think I have it right there.
I was about to say, what do you have it for?
GameCube.
Is that your original copy?
Yeah. GameCube. No.
You seeked it out and purchased it, or you found it?
I found it. I was like, give it a try, and then oh my.
There were a lot of
terrible.
Complaints and returns.
It's that awkward phase in between twin stick shooters, and it's just
that is not a good title.
Good.
Hey man, somebody's got to fuck up at some point. So
they put that name, and we're trying to ride it. November 2nd is when those games are coming. I think Brant mentioned that.
And then soon, River Raid will be on the Xbox for Richard.
Man, I hope. I would take a full 4K River Raid in Tate mode. That would be a badass experience. All right, I guess we're on to games played. How far are we into this thing?
Games
50
played.
minutes. I, of course, mentioned earlier that I had family in town, so not a whole lot of games were played. I did give family that was here kind of a demo of like PlayStation 5, and they'd never played on a high frame rate television before. So I'll let them play Halo when we played that night on that, and they played some of the Halo 2 anniversary campaign on there. I thought I still had Ratchet and Clank installed on my PS5 because I really wanted them to see Ratchet and Clank. That is a beautiful ass game. But I deleted the install. So, and I tried to install it while we were doing something else, and my phone literally told me something went wrong. Do you want to try again? I'm like, no, I don't know what happened. It told me the install failed on my phone.
Richard, buy a bigger hard drive, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm about tired of.
Yeah,
I'm about tired of playing the game with the. Brant, did you put a bigger hard drive in your PS5? You did? Which one did you get? I'm gonna have to join you guys.
One of us. You coming at the right time because those 4 terabyte drives are dropping in price, and that's the max you can put in there.
I don't need that much. Even just another.
You'll never worry about storage ever again.
Even just another terabyte would keep me from having to delete shit all the time. Or I can just mass delete. Brant's looking.
Let's see. I'll find it.
Okay.
And I'll send you the one.
It seems like they're about $100, and I know Cesar sent me one. It seems like 3 or 4 months ago. He's like, me and Renee got this one. It was $90 or something with the heatsink. I should have got that one.
Yeah. It was one of those things where I really looked at certain brands and then looked at read-write speeds and things like that, and honestly comparable. Like the one I got, I don't think it was technically really a name brand.
Brant's playing with fire. That thing's gonna light up underneath there.
Yeah.
No, it's still.
Brant got the Sabrant one.
Reputable.
Not the Sabrant one.
It's a reputable.
Sabrant. You didn't get the Sabrant one. Brant's like, oh, Sabrant. I know this brand.
It's not just no name. It's the best name.
I actually did.
The best name.
Sabrant.
In speedy storage.
We'll see him next week with a Sabrant t-shirt.
I'll send everyone the link to the one I bought. It doesn't benefit me. Sabrant storage.
There it is. It was just next storage.
Next storage. Yeah, shoot me that link. I'll check it out. Damn, we should be playing Heavenly Bodies. I want to try out Heavenly Bodies now.
The 1 terabyte is $99, and the 2 terabyte, which is what I went for, it is $209.
That's the one you got?
Yeah, and I think I got it on sale. It was like $170 or $180 something. This one already has a heatsink and everything.
Well, like Brent's saying, it should. Holiday sales are coming. You might be able to get a good deal on one if you watch it in your car or something.
Yeah, I might shoot for that.
Or we can just all wait till the 4 terabytes of Brant version goes down in price.
Oh, what else did we scope out? We popped in the Switch, and he still only has a Wii U. He doesn't have a Switch yet. So he was checking out Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and the revelation that you can have 2 items behind you the whole time. It's like, man, it's a game changer. And then that night, we actually played Old Man Halo. It was him, myself, Cesar, and friend of the show, Russell. And he held his own in Old Man Halo.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good...
You got on the podium.
No, I think... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is a lot of grief I'll probably catch from listeners on this one. He wants us to play Sea of Thieves. That's their like relaxation, chill type game, so there may be a Sea of Thieves check-in at some point in the next couple weeks. Because I would just like to hang out with them, because I guess I had in the back of my mind, like, man, they play this all the time. I'm going to get in there, and they're going to be leading me around, and it's not going to be any fun and that sort of thing. But they use it basically like we do Halo, where we're just chit and chat with each other and having a good time. So expect a full Sea of Thieves podcast here in the next couple weeks. Sea of Thieves. Unfortunately.
I mean, I kind of regret not playing Sea of Thieves when we had the Pirates crossover.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have enjoyed it more,
and that's gone. Like, that's not something you can still do. That was like a season.
That was just only a limited time. Yeah, I think it's like season based. Like they do have to keep their player counts up, so like they get people to play at certain times.
See, I also don't want to buy into the FOMO either. That just pisses me off. Like, that will deter me. If I can't do the Pirates content, I'll be like, why'd you even do it? All that effort and everything, where did it go? They just got rid of it. It's live service games.
It'll probably come back at some point. The people are like, yells at the Amazon Cloud thing. They'll come back.
So Sea of Thieves is making Pirates of the Caribbean content that they can just delete and go away, and Halo rolls out the same crap every 4 weeks, so you can unlock samurai armor. Tenrai fractured. Whatever the other fractured one was.
Mm-hmm.
Entrenched. It's just a map type. You're not doing anything. There's no video behind it. I think there is for that lone wolf, but nothing else. We played some Infinite today. We played some Big Team Battle.
Surprisingly, wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. Brant, there's a playlist now that's like, it's Big Team Battle Social. So, oh God, Cesar, knock on wood. We never got seeds, dude. Think of that. We played like 7 or 8 rounds. We never got seeds.
I would have
donated your Xbox.
Set my Xbox on fire.
Set it on fire. You can't give it to some needy person. You gotta destroy
Absolutely
it. You gotta
not.
burn it to the ground.
I'm sending that console and that game to hell and let them suffer down there with it.
Oh God.
Non-stop seeds.
So it gives you.
It's got biblical in this bitch.
It did. It surely did. Brant, it gives you modes that are a lot more casual than like stockpile, and we still had to capture the flag, but it was like Fiesta capture the flag, which at least made that interesting. And then
it was the same fucking map all the damn time.
We did get that map a lot, and we never got like Livewire. We never got the training ground map or anything.
But when we got the rockets and snipers, that was fun.
Yeah, what was so the one of them was snipers, and then the other one was shockets. So we had shotguns and rockets, which led to some interesting battles. But like Cesar said, it was always that same freaking map.
I have a thing against Fiesta because every time I never get the fucking rockets, they always give me like 2 handguns. I'm like, why do I have 2 different types of handguns? It's like, how am I supposed to kill people with that? As I get shot down with shotguns and rockets, I'm like, all right, whatever, man.
You get cornered by like all 4 teammates that all have power weapons.
Cesar, we never played the big forest map that we played during the beta.
With the caves?
Yep, with the caves. We never played that one, and we never played. Is it Behemoth? That's like the desert one with the wall.
I thought they killed Behemoth in Big Team.
Catwalk underneath. Yeah. Oh, they got rid of it for Big Team?
I could have sworn they took it off at some point.
Maybe that one is too small. Maybe that one is too small.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's definitely too small for Big Team.
But rockets, I mean, that could be a good time. Who's going to complain about rockets on a small map? That's kind of like...
rockets is always funny.
That's Halo at its best, right? So our last round of the game, we won that one, right? That's why we stopped, because we won.
Yeah, because I think we won. We were surprisingly winning a couple of them, and then we were losing back to back, and then that's when Russell and them were like, next win.
Yep.
Russell and Dale, remember? Next one
we're done. So we win this one.
Oh, no, Dale stayed a little bit longer. Yeah, Dale stayed
Russell
longer.
dropped off.
Russell was out.
After the first win, and then we played like 2 more. I think we won those. But was it me that teabagged somebody? Somebody teabagged somebody. And I guess they took offense to it, because they immediately, after the round, they messaged Renee and said, 1v1 or you're bad, or something like that. And then immediately sent him an invite. So as he's explaining this to us, and we're all laughing on the chat, I get an invite. And I'm like, sure, I'll join, let's go. Then Cesar gets an invite. And we're waiting. Like Dale never got an invite, and Dale's like, "What happened there?" I guess he wasn't threatened by him. I guess he didn't teabag him or something. And
it started with you because remember I told you it was that person I told you, Rich, was like, I said, you killed him for me after I died. And I'm like, go teabag that person. You're like, all right, I'm going back to teabag him. And ever since then, that person was like teabagging all of us as we were dying.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah. Like, how dare they? How dare they? It was what was it? Comic Wanda. That was the name, Wanda Comic or something like that. Yeah.
We'll put them on blast. We're coming for you, Comic Wanda. That was us you played with. Don't mess with the NOFODcast. We run deep. But so we accept all these invites to play whatever they're inviting us to. It never connects. Like they backed out or something. It was never. Maybe they were just trying to get us out of the queue or something.
Probably just messing with us, like, oh, these idiots join, I'm out, And
of course, Renee's laughing. He's like, "What did I do? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I didn't. I
don't remember what Renee did to him. I was like, because I said, Renee, did you kill him? It's like, I don't know, man, like 4 or 5 times. And it was like 1v1, or you suck, basically.
Or you bad. 1v1, or you bad.
It's like, well, but they went after Renee specifically, even though Richard was over there doing Teabag Gate. So
yeah, it was me that kicked it off. I dipped to the first. As
I coerced you to do it, I was like, go back and teabag. I was like, all right, man, I'm going back.
It's Halo. I gotta defend my squad on Halo. I will dip down on you to defend my team and their honor. But that is it for me in the lands of the games played. I'm an online menace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't played much myself. I think just the Halos with you guys. I'd been dabbling back in God of War before the new one comes out, so I've stopped playing No More Heroes 3 to replay God of War because I remember the main story. I don't remember some other aspects surrounding the main story, so me going through it. Oh, no, man, that gameplay's solid.
It's so good.
Gameplay's solid, man, because I've literally got like 10 hours into it already, because it was like me until 2 in the morning again. And like, as I solve puzzles and using the axe and, I don't know, man. I'm going through it faster now because I put it on easy, so I'm just like blasting. I think actually, is it going through easy? Atreus just kills everybody with the bows. I don't have to do anything. I just sit there and I just spam square and they die before I even get to them. They're like, whoa! So
that may be the way I play.
That may be the way I play then. But yeah, remember, I'm doing New Game Plus, so I don't know if it's going to move that smoothly on your first gameplay. But Renee said he got challenged, and he said he just finished God of War last month, so he's already ready.
Damn.
So yeah, I think I'll finish this up so I can get ready for God of War Ragnarok. Maybe one day I will be No More Heroes and actually play Plague Tale. Instead of it just sitting there staring at me like, you spend money on me, you just keep staring at my empty ball.
Play me. 30 frames.
Download Scorn. I did play the Philiac Simulator. I'm going to.
I saw a video earlier this week of somebody like getting strapped into one of those machines, and
it was weird. Like I saw one where somebody carried like some little infant weird monster thing to the blender and blended the infant in. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
And that's in Scorn.
The game looks weird.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, man.
Game looks
bizarre.
Weird.
People were bitching about Silent Hill 2 being on PlayStation 5 only. It's like, you know what? Give us Scorn, we'll give you Silent Hill 2, and we all suffer equally. So everybody's happy,
Everyone gets scorned.
Nobody's happy. You know me. I'm always happy when nobody's happy. Nobody's happy.
Piss them all off.
The last time everybody got to suffer equally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Renee mentioned to me when I talked to him earlier, like he was super pissed that Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake versus 1. He doesn't believe in shattered memories. He yelled at me as I brought it up.
There's a lot of people who thought the tone, like I've played Cesar, you know how much I've played of Silent Hill 2. I played it with you. And I played less than that of Silent Hill 1. But true, like fans say the tone difference from 1 to 2 is like totally drastically different. When I see screenshots or video clips or something, I'm like, okay, that looks like the second Silent Hill. Yeah, that looks the same. I guess it's just, it goes off the rails or something differently.
2 is out there. There's weird endings, and I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna remake 1, you have to remake it with 3. That's a complete set. So, I mean, those 2 have to go hand in hand and come together.
Do you think if 2 do you think 2 will be successful?
I think 2 is the easy one to remake because I loved 2 when I played it. When I played it on PS2, that was like my second PS2 game when I bought it.
And if it is successful, PS2. Do you think they will go back and do the 1 and 3?
Oh yeah. I think if this remake does well, I think Konami has that blueprint where they're gonna like, all right, we're gonna keep milking this remake train. Because 1 and 3 you definitely remake, and then you maybe remake 4. You don't remake the controversial ones like I don't know. I like Downpour, but yeah, like as Brent said, you don't do Homecoming, you don't do Origins, you don't do the ones where they were experimenting.
The Western Studio ones, essentially.
I just remember Homecoming had the picture of the guy, which the name was Shepard, and I was like, on the cover, I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Whatever. We're going off my games played. I don't want to take up any more time from Brant. So yeah, that's it for me. Just me going through God of War. Me wishing I had more free time to play games. I just literally just
same boat.
I don't know, man. There's too much media, not enough time.
Same.
I need that pill. I need that pill from American Dad where they take that pill and they get 8 hours of sleep in like 10 seconds, and he never went back to sleep. I think one of the guys from the CIA in there was like, I'm going to watch every movie ever made. He's like, I finally got to F's. He's just going through down the list of every movie ever made and watching it because he never went to sleep. So.
The crap.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I digress. Brent, take us home.
I too have not played that much. I think I played a little bit of Splatoon still.
Brent, join me. I die so often. I need your rooms. Send me your rooms.
I will. Next time I see you on there, and I'll just message you, and we'll get on together. Gosh, I want to say like I'm in my my 20 levels, or level 20, 21 now.
Yeah.
I brought these up last week. My alternate amiibo front.
Oh, that was the title I put in.
Yeah.
And how like some of them worked completely, and other ones were gating me, and then I figured out you have to level up. And turned out, yes, I went up like 3 levels and then tried them again.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they gave me everything immediately. I'm like, okay.
Brent, I can confirm because I went back since I'm like level 40 something and put those on there, and I was getting like chain necklaces, and I was like, I thought I was only done after the one. I thought they just give you one and just like touch the bird.
3.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But now I got a chain necklace. Why as I take people down, or as I take you down.
I need to check that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got all. There's like, I had a small handful of them that I had to rescan. I want to say like 8, 9 of them. Out of all of those, there's still one that's a holdout. Like I hadn't gotten the last piece of clothing yet, so I guess I'll just keep leveling up and try and rescan it, see if it'll eventually give me the last item.
I'm just super excited. I won't be by myself when I hit the wall. Brent, you'll be there with me. You're super high level, and we die together from bad teams.
What's locked behind those? Is it just cosmetics?
Yeah, it's pure cosmetics. So like you can get samurai armor, you can get school uniform, you can get like robot power armor kind of things. It's there's all sorts of cool stuff. There's one that's like a ninja, and it's
go ninja,
one
of
those things where you have to scan it multiple times.
And it's just the Splatoon amiibos?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just do what Brent did. Just get some alternate amiibo fronts. For like the low price of what was it, Brent? You paid like less than $25.
Yeah, it was like $11 or $12.
Yeah.
It's cheap for 12 a set of 12 of the amiibos that are all up to the current ones. I just have to wait for Nintendo to release those new
triple
ones.
Pack.
And
yeah,
I'll be back.
Back to the altar. Do you have a guy? Like, as I see you shaking that container.
He's got a dealer.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah, that was a good reference. It's like remember Richard when we looked on there and we found those drug-based USB drives for the PlayStation Classic.
Yeah.
On Amazon, crackhead and all that. I was like, what? Met something. I'm like, what the fuck?
Head pack, crackhead pack. Dopehead pack was like the entry level.
I don't even think you can find those anymore.
They're not on there?
I think they took them down. Yeah. I mean, imagine having that on your credit card statement, like crackhead pack. I'm like, as the government looks in your background checks, like, what? He just openly charged for a crackhead pack?
Of course, anytime we have to send money to Cesar, we specifically mention it's for drugs.
Yeah, I've gotten many text messages of those, so I look forward to my investigation.
I did instruct, I don't know if this has ever been aired out, but I did instruct everyone who bought into the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass to put a a questionable red flag type message as the payment for what the payment was.
Some type of innuendo was addressed. Why the $10? Here's your $10 receipt for innuendo, sir. That usually dealt with drugs. So.
Oh Lord.
I did pick up and play more of Shattered Memories.
Yes, eat it, Renee. I know you're watching. Eat it, Renee.
Don't worry, Renee. I still have the original Silent Hill on my PS3, and I will eventually play that as well.
Where were you playing that one on, Brant? Were you playing that one on PSP? Isn't that what we talked about?
Playing it PSP via backwards compatibility.
E-booting. He's e-booting. He's e-booting it.
Alternate Vita fronts.
Alternate Vita fronts.
Yeah. Hey man, you would have legitimately bought it if Sony offered that. So
yes,
nothing to begin. I would have done the same.
I think if you search Silent Hill on the store, there's like one available, and it's one of the really shitty ones.
Way Forward Book of Shadows that we're still pissed about, which is a dungeon crawler.
That's the worst game they've made, right?
Out. Oh God, please.
See, I talked to somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I loved that game. I want to go back and play." I'm like, do not say that out loud to anyone else you know.
Renee responded when you asked that that's not the worst game they ever made. Renee responded, "That's for Shattered Memories." He said, "That's the worst game they ever made."
Not Silent Hill games, Way Forward.
So I'm enjoying Shattered Memories. The problem I have is the puzzles could be done by a first grader because they're literally, this door is locked. Let me turn around and walk 10 feet. Oh, here's the key.
Do you question yourself sometimes? You're like, this is too easy. And let me think about it. And you have to sit back and think about it.
Like, you go and look at something and it's like, oh, I need to find the code, or I need to find the radio station, or I need to find how to set these little statues up, or this thing, and you literally, if you just turn and look at the wall, there's probably a poster or something right there that has a picture or numbers or something that'll tells you exactly what to do. The other thing though that winds up being annoying is the kind of like psychotic breaks when you go into that like weird alternate dimension thing and you're being chased by the weird naked people that are screeching all the time. That area is
it's the only way you should have it.
That area is nothing but a fucking maze, and it
you're just trying to get out.
It started off not too hard, but it's gotten to the point where now I just find myself like running in circles trying to find exactly which door to go through, and there's so many of those creatures running around, and if they dogpile you, you have to shake them off and throw them off of you, but you can only get jumped on so many times before Harry just falls down and you got to restart it again. So, and every now and then you find like a flare, and those things don't like a flare, but the flare lasts, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds, and then Harry just drops it, and then they're running back at you again. So
every time you say Harry, I always think of Met Sally at the end of it. So
then there's that.
So I'm still walking around as Harry, still looking for Cheryl.
Are those dream sequence things just something to pad out the game?
I don't know. They just happen in different times. It's like you're doing something, and then all of a sudden, like, the world kind of freezes around you, and then you start hearing those screeches, and you have to run from those damn things. Like, you can... And the other thing is, if you get jumped on too many times, I mean, Harry starts, like, limping and running weird. You can... There's some places where you can go and hide, because there's no way to fight them off, other than if they
There's no gun in this, right? There's no gun in this, right? Yeah. They went all in on the whole, like, this guy doesn't know how to use a gun bit. I mean, you get a gun in the original Silent Hill, but in a shotgun, you just shoot poorly.
Right.
Ugh. Still, that would be helpful.
Brent's like, I might fire it up on the PS3 if I can actually get a handgun here.
He's pivoting to another game.
So, but I've found out that Harry thinks his daughter is still young, But I just got through a portion where you went through a high school, and they're like, "Oh no, you meet somebody." They're like, "No, I went to high school with a girl whose name was Cheryl Mason," and you wind up looking at her and find out, no, that's her. So now I'm running around. I just
So Brand, you would say that the memories are shattered?
Yes, the memories are shattered, quite shattered. I just got out of a hospital. Again, I had to run away from the weird creatures, and as soon as I came out of that, I found a nurse who had some kind of accident and just kind of like walked her home. And then after that, I stopped for right now. So I'll pick up on that later. And then I think there's maybe an hour left. It's not a very long game. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to sit down and devote to it. I want to say it's only like a 3.5, maybe 4-hour game.
Oh, I could beat that.
It's not a super long game. So
don't sell Richard on that.
Is this McLeod time?
You said no, I think you can even look it up. The internet will tell you that. That's how I figured it out. It's a rather short game.
Shattered Memories. So that's the one we played on Wii years ago, right?
Yeah, I was about to say that one's for the Wii, Vita, or not Vita, PSP.
And the godly PS2 version that costs
I was about to say,
hundreds of dollars.
And they released it on PS2, I believe. So. Other than that,
Renee says beat Dead Space first, Richard. That's his.
No, I'm waiting for the remaster because I'm stuck on that asteroid part. I can't beat that asteroid part, and it's like I hate this part anyway, so I don't want to keep playing.
Other than that, I'm still on my live service bullshit.
Yes. Is it Pokemon Unite?
No. I'm still on Overwatch.
You got hooked on Overwatch?
Yeah.
Oh, Cesar told me you did.
Well, no, I told you that we discussed that you need to download a version so we can play it. That Brand's been putting serious time.
I need to push it too there.
And I was actually excited because yesterday they brought back the Halloween event. About a week before Halloween. Bringing it as of recording this, it's running through the 25th of October through the 7th of November. And there's the original one as well as a new event. So the original one I remember playing several years ago. They just called it Junkenstein's Revenge. And they, skin a character, skin a bunch of the different characters and, special costumes, give them interesting names. And the original one is basically almost kind of like a tower defense scenario. You pick four. It's co-op, so you get 4 people, and you have to defend a giant door of the castle. And there's waves and waves of like robot minions that come, and you just got to stop them from getting to the door or breaking the door. And then different other heroes will show up in their reskin, so you'll have like Reaper show up in his Halloween skin. Junkrat is the Junkenstein. He's basically, in a lab coat like a mad scientist. They have Roadhog dressed up as kind of like Frankenstein's monster kind of deal. He comes out at one point, and you just fight off waves and waves and defend, and you try and get the best score you can, because it goes up. You get star ratings at the end, just depending on how good you do. How much damage was taken. Did you how many times you had to respawn, stuff like that.
Right. All I know is, are you ready to carry us, man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course.
I'm signing into Game Pass app on iPad so I can push the download. I'm doing it, Brant.
Oh yeah. So we'll all be on. Well, no, maybe we won't all be on different systems.
Yeah, I'll be on PS. You know me, I'm mostly PS5. So
yeah.
I thought of it as an Xbox thing for some reason. It is on everything, isn't it? It's on Switch.
It's on everything.
It will be an Xbox thing soon. So.
And then the new one is the Bride of Junkenstein, where they give you 4. You can only select 4 heroes from like 2 attackers, 1 tank, and 1 support character, and they're already like predetermined which one you get. You just get to choose your role basically when you go in, and it's a story basically based on like these 4 heroes. They come out and they've got to get to the castle because the lord of the castle has gone missing, and it's the Bride of Junkenstein has basically brought all these villains back. So you get to encounter some of the new villains, as well as like going through this whole town and scenario. It's pretty fun. We played a little bit last night. The only thing is, like, the difficulties go normal, hard.
It's my two modes.
Heroic or something, or expert, I think it is, and then like hardcore or something like that. We tried it on normal. Normal it's pretty challenging, and especially the new one. There's a enemy that pops up, and he's a pain in the ass because he just like floats there, and you can't kill him. He just floats. You either have to like outrun him or outmaneuver him, because if he floats near you, you just get damaged and damaged and damaged, and you go down. But we tried hard, and we got to the end, but we didn't complete it, because I think on normal, I don't think it matters how many times you go down, but hard, you have like 3 attempts, and if everybody goes down, that's an attempt, and it just restarts you from a small checkpoint.
And that's a PvE mode?
Yeah, it's just a co-op. It's just a little co-op mode. And the thing is, though, y'all are going to have to play some games, because I told Cesar this last week. People that are returning to Overwatch already have everything unlocked. But new players to Overwatch, they figured that too many game modes and too many characters was too overwhelming. So you get a regular quick play. I think it's just like all queued role or something like that, and you get like a small handful of characters, and you play 1 match, you unlock another character. You play 3 matches, you unlock this character, and you technically have to. I'll have to ask, because the missus downloaded it on her Switch, and she's a little apprehensive because she's not played a game like this, and she doesn't know what she's doing, per her words. But I walked in before the show, and she's like, "I got play of the game, and I did good, and I did this." I was like, "I think I just unlocked this."
Oh, the hooks are in now.
She's only played a handful of games, but I think she's already unlocked the rest of the game types. But yeah, to unlock all of the characters, I think it was like it's over 100 matches to unlock every single character for new players.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll just drop back to Overwatch 1, and I'll play a little bit of that, and then I'll import that save to.
No.
Just borrow Brent's disc.
Yeah, I'll lend you the disc.
Brent, do you have any alternate Overwatch skin fronts that will speed along Cesar and I's progress?
Unfortunately, no.
This is not a Game Pass game. This is free to play, so it's not even like launching out of Game Pass. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm scrolling through Game Pass trying to find it.
It's you can download on everything, Switch, whatever you want to play it on.
But that's it.
Is it easier to get into games? Not to go back into it, but is it easier to get back into games? Like that was the talk around it for so long.
Yeah, it's it had its rough patches at the very beginning, but it's definitely not that like queued waiting to just just get into games,
Yeah.
forever. You'll still, it's kind of like Old Man Halo for us. You queue up and it'll just give you a little counter at the top. And I mean, usually, most times your end game's extremely quick. I mean, I've waited maybe a couple minutes one time to roll into a game, and aside from loading quicker and maybe loading a few other assets, of course, it looking better, there's not really a heck of a lot difference on Switch that I've noticed. I hadn't really played it myself, but just sitting there watching between the missus and my son, just kind of looking at their stuff. I'll always load into the match quicker than they do, being on PS5. And there's been a couple things like I'm like, oh, come over here, look at this, pizza that's sitting in this room while we, before we're let out into the match.
Yeah.
And you can punch this and it'll break and this, and my son's looking like, oh, that's not there for me. That's not there for me. Just because I guess it doesn't load all of those assets. It has it on like a lower, not lower resolution, but I mean, of course, it's going to be lower resolution anyway on the Switch. But lower, fidelity or lower asset, not loading as many details. So
it's like the PS4 Pro versus the PS4 one. Probably a little more drastic than that.
Yeah, but we're having fun.
Overwatch 2. I just did it. I'm sending it to it. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's fucking
Let's
go.
Launch on console.
Oh, you got to get your Battle.net ready. Put in your phone number.
I think the last time I used that was like
give them
StarCraft 2 or something.
Yeah, give them your social security number.
Blood type.
Yep, 3-digit code on the back of your credit card.
I just had a card hacked or robbed or stolen, whatever the term is, Monday. I just had to spend part of today going to get 2 new cards. They tried $480 and $380 and $280. All they ever got was $80. They got $80. I know, yeah. They were able to look at that, see that pattern. All right, is that it for us, gentlemen? Anything else to add?
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for
that's it. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.